Welcome. You're tuned into Tangled Threads. If you're digging our content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. Let me set the scene for you guys. I've been with Lila for a year now. We live together, just the two of us, no kids, navigating the ups and downs of a pretty solid relationship. Or so I thought. Lila's the kind of woman who lights up a room, always full of life, which is what drew me to her in the first place. We met through mutual friends at a concert, and things just clicked from there. Fast forward to last weekend, and that's where this story really begins. Lila mentioned she was going to have a sleepover at her friend's house. Girls' night, she called it. I didn't think much of it. We trust each other, or again, so I thought. This gave me the perfect opportunity to catch up with some old buddies of mine, something I hadn't done in a while. We planned a night of bar hopping, reminiscing about the good old days, and just enjoying the freedom of a guy's night out. After hitting a few spots in town, we decided to venture out a bit, heading to this small country bar one of my friends had been raving about. He said it had this authentic, homely vibe that you just couldn't find in the city bars. It sounded like the perfect change of pace for our night. Little did I know how right he'd be, but for reasons I could never have anticipated. We got there, and the place was exactly as advertised. It was cozy, with a warm glow from the neon lights, and it had a kind of welcoming atmosphere that made you feel like you were stepping into a different world. The kind of place where everyone knows your name, or if they don't, they're happy to learn it. We were all in high spirits, ready to cap off our night with a few cold ones in this seemingly perfect setting. That's when I saw her. Lila. Not with her friends, as I had been led to believe, but cozied up at the bar with a guy I had never seen before. They were laughing, touching, and yes, even sharing a kiss. My first instinct was disbelief. Then came the hurt, the kind that hits you in the gut and takes your breath away. But as I watched them, something else took over. A calm, almost detached sense of clarity. I realized that any confrontation right there and then wouldn't do any good. It wouldn't change what had happened, and it certainly wouldn't make me feel any better. My buddies tried to offer kind words, and were even trying to get us to leave, but I just couldn't. So I did something completely out of left field. I approached the bar staff, managed to keep my composure, and told them it was Lila's birthday. It wasn't, of course. Her birthday was months away. But I knew that in a place like this, a birthday meant a celebration, and everyone would be in on it. The staff didn't hesitate. They rounded up everyone in the bar, and before I knew it, we were all singing Happy Birthday to Lila, with her looking like she'd seen a ghost. I decided to join in the festivities, acting as if I were just another patron caught up in the excitement. I watched her squirm, trying to mask her panic with a forced smile. Her friend looked equally uncomfortable, obviously not sure how to react to this sudden turn of events. I stayed for a bit, observing, almost as if I were an outsider looking in on my own life. It was surreal, to say the least. After the song, I made my way over to her, leaned in close, and with all the feigned enthusiasm I could muster, wished her a very happy birthday. The look of sheer panic and confusion on her face was something I won't easily forget. It was then that I revealed my presence, not with anger or accusations, but with a simple, "I hope he was worth it." I walked out of that bar without looking back, the cool night air feeling like a slap to the face, but in a good way. It was refreshing, liberating even. My buddies, having caught on to what was happening, followed me out, patting me on the back, offering their support without needing to say a word. That night, I learned a lot about myself and about the person I thought I knew. I could have yelled, caused a scene, but what good would that have done? Instead, I chose to handle it in a way that left me walking away with my dignity intact, even if my heart was a little worse for wear. I don't know what comes next for me and Lila. We still have to have that inevitable conversation about what happened and where we go from here. But no matter what, I'll always remember the night I turned a potential meltdown into an impromptu birthday party. It's funny how life throws these curveballs at you, but it's how you choose to swing at them that really defines who you are. Hey Reddit, it's me again, the guy who turned his wife's cheating into an unplanned birthday celebration. A lot of you asked for an update, especially about the confrontation and where things stand now. Well, buckle up, because it's been a roller coaster. After that night at the bar, things were understandably tense. Lila tried to act like nothing happened when I first got home, probably hoping I hadn't seen what I did. But we both knew we couldn't just sweep it under the rug. The confrontation was inevitable. I decided to approach the conversation with as much calm as I could muster. No yelling, no accusations, just two adults talking. It was hard, not gonna lie. Lila broke down, confessing everything. She said it was a one-time mistake, that she felt lost and confused. I listened. I really did. But the trust was broken. There was no coming back from what I saw. Now, on to the part most of you are probably curious about, the legal proceedings. Turns out kicking someone out of your house isn't as straightforward as you might think, especially when they've lived with you for over a year, have no job, and nowhere else to go. Lila's situation exactly. We're currently entangled in what feels like a never-ending legal battle. I've consulted with a lawyer to understand my options. The main issue is the tenant rights that Lila apparently has, despite never having paid a dime in rent or contributing to the mortgage. It's a bit of a gray area since there was no formal lease agreement, but she's been living there long enough to establish residency. The court proceedings are stressful, to say the least. Every day is a reminder of the mess I'm trying to clean up. It's not just about getting Lila to move out. It's about untangling our lives, which have become so intertwined. Lila's defense is that she has nowhere to go. She's played up the angle of being jobless and having no family to turn to, which complicates things further. My lawyer says it's not uncommon for cases like this to drag on, especially when one party is resistant. I'm learning a lot about patience and the intricacies of the legal system. It's a world I never wanted to be a part of, but here I am, navigating court dates, legal documents, and the constant back and forth between lawyers. Emotionally, it's draining. There's a part of me that just wants to be done with it all, to move on with my life. But another part knows I need to see this through, to ensure that the end of our relationship is as clean and fair as possible, even if it's far from easy. I've also had to reflect on what home means to me. It's no longer the place I share with someone I love. It's become a battleground of sorts, a place where I'm fighting for my right to move on. It's surreal and a bit sad, but it's also strengthening my resolve to start fresh, on my own terms. Thanks to everyone who's reached out with support and advice. It means more than you know. I'll keep you all updated as things progress. For now, I'm just taking it one day at a time, hoping for a resolution that allows me to finally close this chapter of my life. Hell yeah, man. Keeping your cool was the right thing to do. It's a shame you had to go through this, but hey, that's life, I guess. Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.